From Bravo 26 left, clear takeoff, surface wind 2405.
From Bravo, clear for takeoff 26 left, Skyways 379, thank you.
V1. Rotate.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Flight Sim 008 video with Fly UK. It's been a couple of days since we got back from Rome, and I've had some time to relax and catch up with friends. This morning, I was up way before sunrise, and since we're on duty today, I figured I'd come down to Gatwick for a little bit of plane spotting in and around the field. Later this afternoon, we'll be operating Flight 379 with service to Salzburg. The weather looks like it's going to shift by the time we're getting ready for takeoff, but for now, I'm going to sit back, watch the sunrise, and keep an eye on the early morning departures. I'll catch you a little later on this afternoon in the briefing room for our flight down to Austria. Alright, over in the flight dispatch page, we are Flight 379, services to Salzburg. We'll be starting up here in London's Gatwick, and then over to Dover, which is our first waypoint. We'll get to that in a bit. Crossing the English Channel through Belgium, past Brussels, into Germany, past Frankfurt, Stuttgart, and then down towards Austria. Once we get to Austria, we'll kind of be making a dogleg. That's just the way the airways work. And then down into Salzburg. Our alternate today, should anything go wrong, is Munich, over in Germany, just one country over. We are flight number 379, radio call sign is Skyways 379. It's a scheduled European flight. This is a daily flight. We are using the Airbus 320. Estimated duration is about 2 hours. It's 630 nautical miles. Now for the weather. So London Gatwick today, our temperature is 6 degrees, dew point is 5. The surface wind is out of the west at 6 knots. Good visibility though, QNH 983. The upper winds are a little bit gustier, but still out of the west, so we'll climb out from the westernly runways. Scattered at 1600, broken at 3000, so a little bit of cloud coverage, but nothing too substantial. Over to our charts. We are parked on stand 105, right around here. And with the winds out of the west, we'll be departing off of 26 left. We've been to Gatwick before, so I'm going to keep this nice and brief. Push back onto Kilo. And then Papa down to Alpha Sierra, hold Alpha 1, or Alpha 2 initially, announce our intentions, and then fire off 26 left. So, as I mentioned, the first waypoint in our flight plan is Dover. We are looking currently at the Dover 8 Mike or 8 Victor departure here out of Gatwick. So off 26 left, we will be climbing runway heading to about 2.3 DME, then making a sweeping right, to intercept the Detling Radial 260 outbound, and then over to Acorn at 5,000, and then continuing on towards Dover, tracking the outbound 278 radial to Dover, where we have an ultimate restriction of 6,000. The transition altitude in the London area is also 6,000. So all of that, we'll get that plugged into the FMC or FMGS or whatever you want to call it in the Airbus, and we'll start prepping for our flight down to Austria. So back in the flight deck of the Airbus 320, something that I'm, as you may have seen from my other videos, more or less comfortable flying, but we'll get through it. So first thing we're going to do, turn on the batteries. And then the ground crew already has hooked up external power, so we'll get that going. Everything starts to boot up. There we go. Can arm the emergency lights in the meantime. Fuel pumps can stay off. Everything looks good. We'll wait for the screens to boot up. And we'll adjust their color and brightness up here. So we'll get everything fired up. Brightness up here. Brightness over here. There we go. That's starting to look like a more alive cockpit, or flight deck, rather. What else can we do? We can turn on the no smoking signs. Those will stay on for the duration of the flight. FlyUK is a proud non-smoking airline. What else? Well, we can start opening the doors for the catering and the baggage service and all that good stuff. So we will go into, where are we looking here? Aircraft doors. Aft left we'll leave closed. We'll get the cargo doors open like so. Great. We'll wait for the catering, and we will input our fuel and payload. So I'm going to take a quick second here to double check our loads and our fuel and payload, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so we're taking 163 passengers, 5 metric tons of cargo, and 7.2 thousand kilograms of fuel. So that is all inputted into that. We'll hold off on the checklist for now. What I want to do is turn on the radios, because we just got ATC in the form of Gatwick Tower and Gatwick Addons. But before we do that, let's go ahead and align the IRSs, or the ADIRs, I suppose, in the Airbus. So all of those go to nav. We can come back to the main flight computer, and we can init. So we want Echo Golf Kilo Kilo to Lima Oscar Whiskey Sierra. That goes in there. We will align the IRSs. The cost index for the A320 is 25. We will be cruising at flight level 370 today. And what else? Our flight number is UKV 379. So I'm going to start putting in the route into our route page, or our flight plan rather, and we'll get the catering on board, start loading up the passengers and the bags. We'll have a listen to the Addons in just a little bit, and then contact ATC for our clearance. So as always, the route I'll put down here in case you can't see it on the screen, but that is now in. We can go ahead and departure will be off 26 left, and we want the Dover 8 mic, like so. We'll confirm that with ATC in just a little bit. What else? The IRSs are still aligning. That is fine. Let's go ahead and listen to the Addons, which is on 13422. 13422. Let's see if, hang on, can I do, okay, so that's VHF1, VHF2, and if I do, oh, okay, 13422.
Mass approach to be expected.
Yes. All right.
Departing aircraft make initial contact on frequency 124.225 QNH 983 Pascal. Acknowledge receipt of information. Bravo and advise aircraft type on first contact. Gatwick information. Bravo. Time 1620. Runway news 26 left. ILS approach to be expected. 2.
Okay, so we have information Bravo. The QNH is 983. That's fine. We are on stand 105. We're an Airbus 320. Let's go ahead and call up the tower for our clearance. So 12422 is the frequency. 12422. In the meantime, our IRSs have aligned, so that's nice.
Radio speedbird 059 Alpha, cleared to destination as far as on the hard.
Gatwick Tower, how you doing? Skyways 379, Airbus 320, stand 105, information Bravo with the QNH 984, ready to copy IFR to Salzburg.
Skyways 379, good afternoon G2, clearance to Salzburg, Dover 8 mic departure, escort 0354.
Cleared to Salzburg, flight plan route Dover 8 Mike 0354, Skyways 379.
Skyways 379, correct.
Alright, sweet. There's the clearance
done
done and dusted. I'm going to...
Good afternoon.
Nope, that's not what I'm going to do. Hang on. Let's see if I can... There we go. Okay. So, now that that's out of the way, we can go ahead and put our squawk code in, which was 0354, 0354, like so. We'll put that up there. We can go ahead and let's get the passengers boarded and on our way over to Salzburg. Meantime, we can do some checklists. So let's start with this.
Okay, let's start with the cockpit preparation checklist. Batteries, both on. Electrical power and external power is on. Navigation lights.
Oh, I forgot the nav lights.
Set on. Engines master, both off. Engine mode selector, checked. Normal. Landing gear lever, checked. Parking brake, off. Flaps, checked. Position. Speed brake lever, checked. Retracted. Thrust levers, idle. Transponder mode, checked. Standby. Radio control panel, on. ECAM recall.
Recall.
Checked. Anti-skid, on. Flight director, on. Emergency lights, checked and armed. No smoking signs, on. Anti-ice, off. Probes and window heat. Auto. Air conditioning, checked. Ventilation panel is checked. Electrics panel, checked. Fuel pumps set on. Hydraulics is checked. Accumulator brake pressure.
This guy.
Set. e.g. WPS. On. EFCS. On. ADAS. Checked. Emergency equipment is checked. Checklist complete.
Alright, there we go. That's the first checklist complete. So we'll finish up with the passengers, get the jet bridge off, and call for our pushback. Alright, we're just waiting for the APU to spool all the way up. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and set the parking brake, like so, and we will start getting ourselves off of ground services. So the traffic cones can go, the wheel chocks can go, and the exterior power, we're just waiting on APU. I guess we can close some doors as well. So, aircraft doors, we can close that one, and close that one. Get the passengers seated, like so. Why did this one not close? Come on, there we go. Beautiful. And ground services. APU is running.
Captain, the cabin is secure. All passengers are aboard.
There we go.
Okay, let's do the before start checklist. Windows and doors closed and locked. APU. APU on. APU bleed on. External power disconnected and off. Cabin signs on. Thrust levers idle. Parking brake on. Barrow reference set. 983 984. Check beacon lights.
The only reason I did that, by the way, is because the controller said 984 earlier, so I don't want to, whoops, no.
Set on. Checklist complete.
Nope, off with the strobes. Okay, let's pull the jetway, or wait for the ground crew to pull the jetway away. We can go ahead and request pushback from the tower. Tower Skyways 379, stand 10. That was embarrassing. Gatwick Tower Skyways 379, stand 105, ready for the push and start.
Skyways 379, 105, push and start approved.
Push and start approved, Skyways 379. Okay, so we'll do this.
Flight deck
and
to
we
ground.
will do parking brake off.
Okay, ground. We have ATC clearance for start and taxi now, so please confirm ground equipment and services are clear.
Roger.
0059 Alpha, standby, we'll call you back. And QNH is 984 hectopascals.
Off on the trucks today, Captain, so your ground equipment and stairs are clear and all doors are closed. Ready when you are.
Is okay.
Alright, so as always, waiting just a little bit longer until we're a little further away from the stand in order to start the engines. We'll go ahead and turn our engine start selector to start. You can hear the whoosh of the air kind of subside as the packs get ready to well, configure themselves essentially to provide the bleed air to the engines. And with that, I'm going to pull up that one and
Starting
that
engine
one.
2. Engine 2 stabilized.
Fantastic. So let's go ahead and fire up
Starting
number
engine
1.
Roger, QNH is 9884 for speed by 059.
So the ground crew is just about to clear underneath. With that, well, not much we can do until the second engine starts. I didn't do the init page, did I? Or the performance page. So, let's do perf quickly. We are departing with flaps 1. And
Engine 1 stabilized.
transition altitude's already in there. We want thrust reduction at 17, but we want...
And that's a good start on both engines. All systems are normal. Thank you for your help and all clear. We'll see you for signals on the right place.
Roger, 2 good starts.
Please
On
want to
signal,
stop
see
here.
you on the right.
Please stand 15, push start approved.
Phew. Alright. Sidestep that line mine. Taxi light. Good.
The after start checklist, please. Engine mode selector.
That goes back to
Set.
norm.
APU bleed.
Get rid of the APU, so APU bleed off.
Set off. APU
Set
master. Ground spoilers.
Go ahead and set those.
Set. Rudder trim. Checked. 0. Pitch trim.
We're looking for 0.8 up. Nope, too much.
Set.
There we go.
Flight controls.
Alright, quick flight control check. So,
Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Check. Flaps. Flaps 1.
there we go.
Anti-ice. Off. ECAM status. Checked. ECAM door page.
Let's check the door page. This one.
Checked. Hand signal. Received. Checklist complete.
So, we've got no blue in the takeoff configuration, and everything else looks to be set. Taxi light's now on. Beacon, no strobes, wing, blah blah blah. Everything else. Transponder's still in standby. We'll go ahead and put Unicom on the standby. Do ahead the
And
taxi,
the taxi checklist.
right away.
Nose lights. Taxi. Brake checks. Pedal pressed. Checked. 0. Check. Auto brake. Max. Takeoff data. Reviewed. FCU. Checked. Flight instruments. Checked. Checked. ECAM TO config. Checked. And no blue. Checklist complete.
Alright. Tower Skyways 379, push complete, ready for taxi.
Sky 379, taxi Papa, hold Bravo.
Papa, hold Bravo, Skyways 379. Alright.
Speedway 059 Alpha, after the UK virtual 320 starter taxi, push to start approved, stand 133.
Oh man, we were holding somebody up. Had I known. Well, let's give it a little bit of gas to get out of here.
Speedway 059 Alpha, push start approved, stay, stand 133.
So let's see if TrackIR will comply today, or if I need to restart EZdok. Crashed. Okay. So we want Papa short of Bravo, which is here.
from Bravo 26 left, clear takeoff, surface wind 24085.
From Bravo, clear for takeoff 26 left, Skyways 379. Thank you.
EZ16 Golf Yankee behind
Flight attendants, seats for takeoff, please.
320. Flight Alpha line up
Before
26
takeoff
left behind.
checklist, please. Brake temperature.
Bravo,
Checked. Brake fans off. Engine mode selector. Checked. Not. TCOS.
Just going to complete the turn before I turn the TCAS on. There we go. Come on. And...
TCARA, tilt above. Exterior lights. On. Sliding tables. Stowed. Stow. Checklist complete.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Gatwick Tower Speedboat 059 Alpha, ready for taxi to action.
So in comes the power.
Speedboat 059 Alpha, taxi Papa, hold Bravo.
Take off. Manflex, SRS, and
Papa,
runway.
hold Bravo.
Check.
Speedboat 059 Alpha.
Alright,
Power set.
goodbye, Gatwick. Should probably look where I'm going.
100 knots. Checked.
3, understand 15, remember A320, bomb station Bravo, this night bar clearance to Global.
B1. Rotate.
And rotate, ease it off the ground, nice and easy.
Positive brake. Gear up.
T-pause 5 knots.
Gear up. Navigation. Checked.
Takeoff, Jesus, left, ED 164.
165, Century, good afternoon, clearance to Global, 1 minute, sorry, departure, score 2226.
Climb out's looking good so far. Still flying it manual.
Gear is up. Lights off.
So thrust reduction coming up.
5 Century, cut.
17, there we go.
Climb thrust.
Climb thrust. And then the acceleration height will be in a little bit. It'll be at 32. So let's start our right-hand turn. Just following the flight director manually here for a second. No other ATC anyways, so we don't have to worry about radios, comms. A little bit hazy. It's looking good to me so far. So 3280 something is our acceleration height. So we'll probably leave it at this. There you go. Just past it. So it wants nose down. In the turn, I'm just going to keep it pretty much at this pitch for now. Maybe start pitching it down just a skosh. Try to get that speed to come up. Don't want to do too much in the turn. So we do have to level off here at 4. So I'm going to pitch it down. Nope. And complete the turn.
And flap 0.
Reserve 59 Alpha,
Speed
take a
check.
right turn immediately, and from Bravo 26 left, here, take off,
Takeoff
section
checklist
240 degrees, 5 knots.
Engine mode selector. Checked. Normal. Spoilers.
I am oscillating quite a bit here. Just give me 1 second and we will plug in the autopilot and complete the
Sorry,
checklist.
379 122, destinate, good night.
Autopilot is going
Over to you to
on.
come 122.8, Skyways 379. Take care, bye-bye. Okay, so
Set. Flaps. Checked. Retracted. Landing gear. Gear up. Lights off. Exterior lights.
5 Century, and power started. On the voice.
Anyway, we both do 5 now, so it's
so So we're level at 5 now. We'll zoom out a little bit on the ND. And at Acorn, we're going to be climbing up to 6. We'll stay at 6 until Dover, and then after Dover, we will climb it up to our cruise of 370, and we'll be on our way. Having a quick look around here, not too much on TCAS. There's another target way off to the north. Thinking. Yeah, you know what? I think at Acorn, instead of going to 6, we because Dover's all the way out. Hang on, maybe I can zoom in a little bit. Dover's all the way out here. There's some weather in the way, and I don't want to stick around at 6. There's nobody else around. Even if we zoom out a little bit more, we'll have another quick look. And I think the game plan will be... Just go ahead and get rid of... whoops. You. I think the game plan will be straight up to cruise from Acorn. So, let's go back to there. And what we'll do is 370, like so. Come on, one down. There we go. And yeah, I'm not going to sit down here. Let's do that. Let's do that. And let's get on up on our way to our destination.
Transition altitude. Baro reference set and cross-checked. Checked.
I am not sticking around at 6,000 all the way to Dover. Some pretty clouds, though. Fortunately, that ground haze is once again making this a less than scenic flight, or climb out at least. Oh well.